Welcome back to We're Not Really Here. So just pop that champagne back on the ice, keep it chilling. You'll get a chance to pop it at some point, but today is not the day because City have been beaten by Chelsea 2-1 in what was a really exciting, controversial, lots of moments in the second half there. So Joleon, straight over to you. What did you make of the game today?
Again, great contest. Two good teams, good players, good coaches. Disappointing, obviously, but you have to respect what Chelsea did. They had a game plan. It was similar to what their normal setup is, and I think that helped them get through it. Yes, they made changes, but it was a similar style, similar formation, and they executed. The first half, they was totally different. We talked about the intensity in the second half, and I think they showed that and brought a few more creative players on as well, obviously, and then scored the goals.
Yeah, because in the first half we were talking about how it was a little bit cagey, and then in the second half Chelsea seemed to come straight out of the blocks in the second half, and their intensity levels were certainly a lot higher.
Yeah, for sure. I think Chelsea in the second half were a lot more dynamic, and as Joleon was alluding to there, the fact that they were playing in a more familiar sort of formation and so on, you could see that they looked at times a lot more comfortable than City did, because I think City had really good personnel in there, but it wasn't necessarily a setup which we've been used to seeing. You know, for example, it was crazy now to think that, you know, we play with a false nine or just no nine and stuff. And I think City have gotten very good and comfortable in doing that. I think there was a bit of an adjustment today, but it was against a side who know that, you know, they have to finish in the top four. So this was a huge game for them. For us at City, you know, it would be a big boost to have won the game and to have won the league today. But we came up against a side who were desperate for a result, because by the end, it was almost had an end-to-end feel to it. Because for Chelsea, like those 3 points are huge for them. And I think ultimately their performances stepped up in the second half, and it kind of put City on the back foot. And barring one or two sort of like half opportunities and so on, maybe close calls, I've got to say I think Chelsea deserved it based on how they played in the second half.
Of course, 2 goals conceded there in the second half. What did you make of those, Joleon? Anything we could have done differently?
You can always scrutinise the goals and say someone should have done something differently, but the fact that they both come down the left side would raise concern. Yes, obviously when they get in behind and there's time. They was fortunate with the second goal. Obviously the finish, I think Hudson-Odoi tackles Alonso and it loops over Edison, but in regards to how they get down there, I think that's what needs to be looked at. The final touches that score the goals are always things you would look at, but prior to that, I think there's room for concern, especially when both down the left.
And while it was still 1-1, there is a controversial penalty shout for City. So Raheem was, I don't know what the right word to use is. Something happened in the box, and it could have. What did you think? Did you think it was a penalty or not?
Initially, I thought it was, yeah. But to be honest, this has gone against us because the referee chose not to give it. I think if the referee gave it and then they checked the video, I don't think they'd overturn it, to be honest with you. But because he didn't give it, I think it sort of allows the VAR to potentially look at it and say, well, there's probably not enough there to overturn it. So, you know, it's one of those ones where you'll probably have a split in terms of opinion. I don't think it was the most obvious thing in the world, but having played the game, I understand why Raheem went down at that point, because whoever's been on the back of him has affected what he's trying to do. But like I say, the decision from the referee to not give it in that moment, you know, it changes the way that VAR could work, because I don't think it's the most obvious thing in the world whereby they would just say, OK, let's just reverse the decision.
Joleon, what did you think?
Yeah, I'm the same, Nedum. At first, I thought a definite penalty. But then having seen it on replays, yeah, I don't think there's enough contact. I don't think Raheem dives in any way. I think he's unfortunate enough to get a shot off, and I don't think he can get a shot off due to the defending. And as I said, I thought it was clumsy at the start from Zuma, but I don't think there was enough for the referee to give a penalty. I don't think if he had give it, would it have been overturned? I probably think it would have. I'm different to Nedum in that term. So, as I said, I thought the right decision was no penalty.
Fascinating, because we're all of different opinions, because I thought it was a penalty. If Raheem didn't dive, why does he go down?
I think there's enough contact for him to go down. I think sometimes that happens. I think we need to get out of that mindset of it's either a foul or not, and if it isn't a foul, then he's dived. That isn't the case. There's in the greatest respect, we look at the clip against when I was playing against Drogba. I didn't foul him, he went down. But again, it's just one of them things. If someone's running at speed and there is contact, the momentum means you can fall over. But again, I don't think it was a penalty.
But then you could give a penalty without it being a foul. So sure, does the player need to have fouled him? Because essentially he's running to the back of him and knocked him over.
I said to Nate at the time, I think if Raheem slows down even slower, there's enough momentum then. I don't think the momentum has caused him to solely fall over. Again, it wasn't a thing of where he was sole control and he was quite low. He looked like he was unorthodox to get the shot off. Again, there was contact, but as a defender, defensive head on, I wouldn't want that to be given. And if it was, I would feel hard done by.
And looking at the VAR aspect of it, we could see Pep on the sideline. He was shouting at the fourth official there, and I think I imagine his issue, and we could practically hear him, was that the ref didn't look at it. And for me, VAR, the screen on the side of the pitch should be used in a situation like that, but the referee doesn't go over. What do you think?
It's because he wasn't advised to go over. So, the referee made his call, and he probably had communication in his ear for somebody saying, did you see this, did you see that? And I think that's one element of the communication which we missed from the side, because I've seen some decisions this year whereby a referee says he's seen something clearly, and as a consequence that changes the flow of what could happen next. And I think that was one of those instances where he said he's seen it clearly, and they looked in the video and they couldn't definitively say, well, you've missed this, or so on. Because I've seen some of that with like red cards and things like that, where somebody should be sent off where you think, well, just check the video. But if the referee says he's seen it and he says he's given the appropriate punishment for said thing, then that's where you left.
And in defence to the ref, that angle he had was the best angle for Raheem to get the penalty. Like, if he goes, he's only going to look at the other angle, and there wasn't anything you could suggest to be a pen from the other angle. It was only that from behind angle that you could say, yes, it was a pen, but he was in there anyway, and he'd never given it.
To be fair, the ref could have said to VAR, like, I saw that there was a collision of legs, but I don't think it's enough for a penalty. So if you say that to the people in the video, then what are they going to try and prove through the video itself? They're going to say, well, there was a collision and he fell over, but we think it's a pen. Well, then it's just opinions, and you don't necessarily want that from the referee.
And the fact that there's three of us here, we've all got a different opinion on it, kind of shows that
but it's not our job. That's the confusion part, is the fact that we're allowed to disagree and have different opinions. But if that is your job, there should be a formula that is constructed so you all have the same idea on what you're looking for.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. But the VAR didn't go our way. The game didn't quite go our way. But I'm going to but let's switch this. It's not stretching, I don't think, to look for some positives in that today. We still just need, 2 points to win the league, or
win tomorrow. Like, still can be champions by Monday and not play any more minutes. You know what I mean? So, it's the inevitable. It's going to happen. It's just how many points do we want to win it by? Yes. Would we love to United to get closer, then do them again? You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't really matter. As long as you end up with the trophy, no one really remembers. Unless it's like last minute, like Sergio, no one really remembers how many points you win it by.
I'm trying to put a positive spin on things, and the result itself is a negative. But for me, I think the bigger negative today was the fact that, say, they weren't great performances. I think if they would have played really, really well but lost, you can carry something extra with that, you know what I mean?
But when has that happened? When have we ever played that well and lost? If we play well, we win.
That's true.
The only thing, is that we have bad days, and if we have them, we lose, like most teams. But again...
Yeah, but that's the thing. I feel like Pep, with his standards, I think he believes in the performance more so than the results themselves. And, the two end up being linked, but that's because he has the highest of standards when it comes to himself and his team. And, like I say, it's a blip, but in some ways, like, I always feel a bit more comfortable after City lose because I expect a reaction for the next game. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't see them as being a side who lose consecutive games or go on bad runs. That's
what gives me hope with the final.
Yeah,
the fact that Chelsea and Tuchel have kind of done over City and Pep 2 games. That doesn't happen a third time.
Sorry to jump in now. There's stuff for City to watch back from this game today and make better, whereas for Chelsea, the way that they've played is how they play. Yeah. So that, for me, is a big asset to City going into that game.
I was going to say, they might have beaten us twice, but they've not beaten our, what I would call, first 11 twice.
It's not, and that's the thing. It's not, and it's no disrespect to that. Forget the personnel. They haven't beat our best style yet.
Yes,
so forget
that's a nice way to say it.
So forget that, who it is and what players are out there. City have a different style at the moment with false nines and 4 midfielders, overloads in certain areas, and they haven't beat that. So that style that they've set up against today could be the nemesis or the kryptonite for that formation. But when they face the identity that City are at the moment, it might not work.
So let's have a little look at the league table just to hopefully make you all feel better. And as you can see, City, they're obviously still top of the league. 35 games played, 80 points. So we have 3 games left to play. So the maximum we can get is 89. 3 games left, 80 points there. Then United in second place. Obviously, they've got the 2 games in hand on us. They've got the game tomorrow against Villa and then the rearranged game against Liverpool. They're on 67 points. So they have 5 games to play. If they won all 5 games, they would get a maximum of 82 points. So that's why we need to get those. 1 win would take us over and give us the win.
They play 3 games before our next game, don't they? So
they do play 3 games. Yes.
So what does that do?
So essentially,
if they win all of them,
they need to win. They need to win every single game. So the first time that they don't win a game,
is great. But just say they do win every game. What points does that put then on Friday?
On Friday, that gives them an extra 9 points. So that puts them on to 76 with us on 80.
Oh, chaos.
Yes. And then if we win against Newcastle on Friday, we win the league.
Yeah, Friday night. Everyone can have a good weekend then.
Is this Friday coming?
Yeah, Friday the 14th.
United got 3 games before?
Yeah, they play tomorrow, Tuesday and Thursday.
You're lying.
Villa, and then Leicester,
and then
I was this days old when I found out that information. Wow.
Yeah, it's Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Right, okay.
And then Sunday again.
Good luck. And
it's Liverpool and Leicester.
Slightly unfair though, I think, for the teams that are challenging round.
Care. Because you care.
But anyway,
really.
Listen, games need to be played. There's no fairness or whatever. Just play your games, win your games.
People are just.
Listen,
don't say it.
Yeah.
You're covering the game tomorrow, United Villa, on British television.
Yes, I'm on another channel. Yes, tomorrow.
So if United don't win tomorrow, we'll win the league.
You're gonna see me out there smiling. You're gonna see me smiling. And then Tuesday, I think I'm working Tuesday as well, due to that result today. So I'm on
Tuesday, Thursday.
No, I'm not Thursday.
No, I'm just thinking Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday.
We're thinking that's a lot of work for you.
Yeah, I know. So imagine
you're gonna be tired. Yeah,
I know. There's a lot of travelling, but hey. Someone's got to do it.
Can we get you can we write champions on a t-shirt or something and have it underneath your suit, and then if it happens, can you Superman it open?
Yeah. Well, maybe.
So basically what we're trying to say, everybody, is stay calm, take a breath. It's going to be all right. Don't worry. Lots of opportunities to still win the league. Obviously,
it's the old school City fan who's just like panicking. Can we do it? We've got 80 points so far. Can we do it?
Top of the league, 9 points clear.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right.
It's so true. We're laughing, but people at home are going to be like, I was doing the maths. I had like pen and paper out. Thinking though ahead, just to have a couple of comforting words for just thinking ahead to that Champions League final in 3 weeks' time. We've already sort of said that we haven't played our the nicer way you put it was our preferred sort of formation style today. Are you taking much from this game? What are you taking any sort of learnings to take into the Champions League final?
People got minutes. It was competitive overall. I think first half was okay. Second half probably not as good as in my opinion, but ultimately they have a clean bill of health and they're rolling into the next game, and this, the expectation's still there. They want to win games, they want to play well, and they want to win the league.
And let's not forget, we could have been 2-0 up at half time, and then it's done. We haven't just missed a pen. We've done, like Sergio's done something that he doesn't normally do. So if that goes in, it's different.
It's just understand, as I say, the intent that like Chelsea, that game was huge to Chelsea. Whether they were playing us or they were playing Sheffield, that game was huge to them.
They needed 3 points,
and they performed well enough in that second half because they needed to, because that really, really mattered to them. But ultimately, as I say, I expect the performance from City the next time they play Chelsea to be very different to what we've seen today.
Have they played each other 4 times this season?
Was it they played the Community Shield as well?
Community Shield.
Yeah, I forgot about
So what's that? 2 City.
Is that?
No.
I forget what the Community Shield was.
Did they play Community Shield? Listen, I don't know.
I can't remember. There's been so many games this
time
season.
ago.
Yeah. Whoa. When was that again?
Yeah, I'd
But it's all good.
Any of those players today do enough or do anything to kind of maybe nudge themselves forward into a place in the Champions League?
It's difficult to say that. There's so many games between now and then, and again, it's. Today, but they can also perform at the highest level, and like going into that game, I'm sure Pep has an ideal 11 in his head, but he will pick it based on the next 4 games and who looks like they're ready.
And then players that didn't play today, like Kevin De Bruyne, has got nice rested legs now, and so we can always manage to take some positives from every situation.
In life, in football, you can always find positives. Yeah, like it's a shame that we've not won the league today, but what a privileged position that is to be able to say that. You know what I mean? You're going back to when Joleon first won it, like we won the league with the last kick in the last game of the entire season. So to be in this position now where we're disappointed because we didn't beat Chelsea at home, so to get it like this,
4 games to go.
Yeah, we'll be just fine.
And again, it's maybe reaching a little bit, but it keeps us competitive. We got to keep performing.
It keeps everyone else competitive. Yeah. It just keeps hopes up high. We know what's coming our way. So as I said, you can't be disheartened the fact that we're in control of our own destiny.
Love that. That seems like a nice way to finish the show, doesn't it? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us today on We're Not Really Here. I am sorry that we're not popping the champagne. I didn't actually have any. Well, there is. Do you know what? There is actually some in this box that we use as our studio up there. I don't know if it's been there all season, so I don't know if it's on the shelf up there.
That's why we didn't win, because it's not cold.
So I think it's empty as well.
It. We didn't put any champagne on ice in here. We apologise. But we're still confident. We still feel good. That it will be coming. So we just got to stay patient. We are next playing on Friday. So everybody take a little breath for a bit. Gosh,
I'm doing that game as well.
Joleon has got the busiest
available
week.
everywhere.
Well, whenever we win it, I'll be there. Just know that.
Who's busier, you or Micah this week? Like for once, I think it might be you.
Yeah, as I said, whenever we win it, I will be there.
The difference between you and Micah is that you're very visible here. Micah's visible all over the world. So just because you don't see him doesn't mean other people are.
Yeah, he's active.
Say that for
Micah's
a fact.
active.
Yes.
Right, just before we go, actually, we're going to we might have a quick interview here that I think we might like to see. So we'll just hold on for 1 second. Do you want to say anything else about Micah while we're sat here? Anything, anybody got anything else to add?
Come down to Power League. Let's see how you do it.
No one wants to see Micah Power League. No one.
It'd be nice to see him on We're Not Really Here, though, but I don't think he can fit us in.
He's not really here, though, is he? As I said, he's got too much going on.
We're just holding on to see if we've got this interview. If we have, we're going to give it you straight away. Oh, we have! Hooray! Okay, let's hear from Raheem Sterling.
I knew it was a penalty, but I thought the VAR was here to help, but it wasn't meant to be.
Do you feel the referee should have been advised to go and have a look at it?
Oh, he said to me that it's been checked and it's been cleared. It's not a penalty, but for me it was a short penalty.
For City and for yourself, the day had started well. You hadn't scored for a while. Back on the score sheet today.
Yeah, it was good to get on the score sheet, and I thought it was going to be the day that we get over the line. And as I said, we didn't finish our chances, and against a team like Chelsea, with the players they have, they'll punish you.
There looks to be a bit of a discussion with Sergio Aguero. Was he okay with you taking the chance?
Was he okay? I was just in the box to make sure anything that comes my way, and it was a bad first touch, and I tried to get in front of Reece, and I did so. It went in the back of the net, so that's the most important thing.
What would it be like for you now, sitting back and watching Manchester United?
Yeah, but I don't think I personally want to watch that game. I like to have some family time and look at the results and check up on the latest scoreline. But to watch the game, it's a difficult one, so I'll try to chill.
Appreciate you talking to us, Raheem. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that was the thoughts of Raheem Sterling. So that's me and Raheem on the penalty side. Just saying, lads. Just saying, me and Raheem. We're in agreement there. But thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it. And thank you very much, Joleon. Thank you. Fitness in your ultra busy schedule this week.
Wow. I'll come back.
We love you. No, do come back. Do come back. We love you. So thank you for joining us today as well. Hopefully, maybe by the time we see you on Friday night, which I think is Kel will be here with you, we might have already won the league. So fingers crossed. Have a wonderful week. Blues, take a little breath. Get ready for the end of the season, which is going to be unbelievably exciting. And we'll see you soon.